So, welcome, and this is my joy as always. I love to share, and this is an offering transmission, a star lineage transmission. They're using these cards, this offering of March. That I'm offering this reading around the star lineage, but I'm going to do this for the collective consciousness, as the collective energy that's here. I've just pulled the cards, so this is just to give you a taste of what I do in the my readings, but just also to share. And this is what I love to do, my joy. So a little bit about this: the cards are a channel system, and it's literally the journey from fragmentation back to unity, to one consciousness. So the cards, the archetypal meaning of the cards is what matters around this. The cards are connected to four time streams: past, present, future, and parallel. And you could see these time streams as eras and points of evolution in our galactic heritage, in the galactic, history. And first era, which would be past, would be connected to when a civilization was first, birthing, young, naive, making mistakes, still not looking inside at their own shadow aspects. And the second era would be when they really woke up, to a sense, to their own stuff, their own shadow, and started to make those changes. So that would be present time awareness to the specific species covered. Third era would be when the species actually evolved, and truly awakened and really done that work. So this is the journey. And the parallel energy that assists as well in the time stream is energies coming in to support humanity, to support the reading. So very simple. Yet again, this is a galactic reading about the collective consciousness right now. So just really allow yourself to just to take on board the information. And what I will do is we'll tap into this. So pull the cards 1 to 7 in non-linear fashion, 1 to 7. I'll just go through the cards at a human level, so to see what comes up, and then I'll get into the channel and transmission state, and then I will channel my galactic team to share the overlaid information, pick up some blind spots, things like that, and give you data information, and then there'll be a channeling through the transmission of light. So you take on board the information that you need, and what's highlighted in your field and in your in your blind spots will become into clarity. This is a collective reading. This is what we're all going through, and what things here to assist with that. So this reading is here for that. So this is my joy. So first off, the first card I pulled in non-linear fashion, in linear fashion in a sense, but with the reading itself, when I did the transmission, it'll be a non-linear. It will just be picking pieces from the hologram, in a sense, from the mirror of the collective consciousness. So right now, this is mirroring the collective consciousness. Like tapping into the hologram. The information that's here is here right now for the collective. So first card, which is present era Pleiades, sharing cultural ideals. And what comes to me straight away for this card is how we start to tap into our own uniqueness, and how this is our own weirdness and our own diversity, how to be our true self in a sense, and how to start to embrace that more and more, um, to really allow ourselves to stabilize, in a sense, the collective conscious by being who we came here to be in all our weirdness, our diversity, our uniqueness. And there'll be more information shared about that specific period of time. So first, it's embracing who you are without kind of comparing to others. your unique self, and the collective for itself, for humanity for itself, for being in its uniqueness. So second card of the pull is Sirius present second era creative communication. There can be many layers to this. I get a sense this is kind of like shadow work. You'll know me from um, parts therapist in a sense. I work with the integration of parts and becoming integrated in unity. So this is, you could say, this is the unspoken, the parts of us, part of your humanity. We need to learn to be creative with the communication of what's going on within our inner world, speaking for the parts, coming from that place where we can express ourselves um, clearly, precisely, without getting triggered. This is kind of like the shadow work, in a sense, for all of us, how to communicate from our parts, to speak for our parts, not from our parts, and react from, this being able to communicate, non-violent communication, in a sense, to express ourselves. And if on a single card, it could also mean the ability to channel and bring through information, because we can all do that as well, as we're tapping into more of ourselves, who we are. So serious present time creative communication. Third card, this is huge, and this is kind of like the freedom card, in a sense. So this is future time stream Lyra, complete surrender. So we're in a period of time of control, and I've just done a transmission around this control and freedom, and I'm going to put another video out there soon. But this, well, it's control and surrender. The ability for humanity to have complete surrender to the universal plan, to the divine intelligence. How this is something we're learning, and it's not about doing anything, it's about being itself, the complete surrender to the universal flow, the energy around that. So I don't need to go into more of that. This is kind of like a future time stream that exists. This is like complete transformation, letting go. And this is, an energy to really call upon, to it's available, in a sense. It's coming up in the reading for that. So, but it's also a signpost for what we need to do as a collective. More about that through the galactic transmission. Again, this is like shadow work again for the collective. This is to do Orion past first era and single-minded focus. And what's coming through to me straight away is the extreme polarity that's taking place in the planets. Everyone's got their point of view and perspective, their single point of view, their single-minded focus, that their reality is the right, they're speaking the truth, that their ideals and values are the right way, etc., etc., and holding on to that strongly, and which creates polarity to the other side, to the opposite of that. So this is this is a first era Orion. And then if you know galactic history, Orion was galactic trauma, the deepest, darkest polarity in galactic history, in a sense, what is known through these transmissions. And this is a past pattern, a karmic pattern, in a sense. So the next card, so we're looking at some of the shadows, some of the perspectives, and some, how we can get out of this, in a sense, and follow the breadcrumbs, in a sense. So the next card is, they're here as teachers, cetacean dolphin, which is like a parallel energy, living in the now, when we're not stuck in the past or the future. This energy of the dolphins is, coming to assist humanity, because they are an advanced energy, advanced consciousness. You could say we're transitioning from third to fourth density. They're like fifth dimensional consciousness, still keeping their kind of like, individualized consciousness, but being very present. Look at what we do to the dolphin species, but because it doesn't hold grudges, it's not stuck in the past. It has forgiveness and gratitude. It's living in the now for life. So it's a huge energy card for humanity to, to kind of like guiding us, assisting us through this transition. Okay, so the next card, as this from this perspective, um, returning the favour, Rosita Rectulii. This was at a point, second era, present time. So this is when they were young. They faced their shadow, woke up in a sense. But this is all about when you filled your own cup up, when you've kind of like learned the lessons, got the wisdom, and come to a perspective where you want to share from joy, and it's not forced. It's like your natural wisdom comes from your suffering, where you've starved yourself, where the collective starved themselves, to a point where we start to embrace and return the favor for all the lessons that we've learned through this journey, in a sense. So it's a strong card for this moment, to return the favor, to give, so it's like mentoring others in a sense. So great card. More about the Zetas with the Galactic transmission. And then, a beautiful card, which is Arcturus parallel energy, coming into this to assist humanity, which is, again, we'll go more into this unconditional love itself. And this is, when we uncover and we all this humanness, go beyond this, maybe we have peaks in meditation of unconditional love. There's many micro moments in our life where we felt this unconditional love and connected to the source, connected to the fabric of reality. Unconditional love is there, and Arcturus is almost like higher self energy, non-polarized, integrated, just beautiful energy. This is something I feel already. It's telling us that to start to look within, because we have it within, and it's kind of like calling us to connect to it. It's there, it's available, to cultivate that more and more, the high self energy to go inside. So great cards. I really think this, I really love sharing through the lens of this galactic card system. So, and through the information and what the time stream and the information streams that I'm going to call upon for these cards, it's all, I'm just plugging into the information in the hologram. So what I will do, I'm going to go into the channeling state and to share this transmission, and I'll end with a light language transmission, to give clarity, to integrate, to give the information that is needed to download around this transmission. Because if you're here listening to this, it was meant for you, because you are part of the collective. So just receive this now. So I'd invite you to have an open heart, to receive, palms up if you'd like to just listen. Take note of what's helpful, let go of what isn't. I'm just here, I'm here as a messenger with this information. So just calling in now for you to rest into the information, to take it on board. And I'm going to get into the challenge state and connect to this now. We are here, we are here, we are here again. This is a great joy. We are so grateful for this opportunity to share the information, to be a messenger in a sense at this, for this time, from this perspective, this galactic perspective. So we're here to assist humanity. This is a great way to give the message across. You have a physical, almost like archetypal cards with different representations and the energies behind them, and it may be already obvious to you, kind of like the pattern that's been picked up. So we'll go into an overview. We will pick this in a non-linear fashion. We'll just go into the thread of things, whatever calls first, in a sense, whatever information is here that wants to be expressed first through the holographic nature of reality. So first, we are really going to look at, you could say, the densest energy that's here, and which is kind of like the obvious one to tackle in a sense, and this ripples out to the rest of the deck really, of the information. So we're going to go into the Orion First Era single-minded focus, and this was a point in galactic history where there was the deepest polarity. You could see as an oppressive empire versus the rebellion. If you wanted to use Star Wars as a metaphor, as a story in a sense, this was the deepest polarity, and there's a point of single-minded focus. This is like an old pattern that exists. Like all things, you have a galactic heritage, galactic history, galactic trauma, patterns and karma that play out within Humanities collective to purge, to release, to let go of, towards your ascension or evolution. One of the ways if you perceive it from that perspective, or that language, that you're this old single-minded focus of, in a sense, your idea, your perspective, your values, your way is the right way to focus on that, to create, and which eventually creates polarity and division, because you won't see any other way. You have your rose tinted glasses on, and you've drawn a line in the sand because your way is the right way, your perspective, and you hold on to that, you fortify that. This is ego evolution. This is the parts of the mind trying to protect and in a way control reality, and in a sense, your perspective, you put it on a pedestal in a sense, if that makes sense. You really hold on to this, and yet again, this creates separation and fragmentation, disintegration. Is, in a sense, you go away from each other. It causes division in the collective. And you look at what is playing out on your plane. We don't need to go into different stories and what is playing out in the media, and the humans media, and the news, and even in spiritual communities, and everything that's playing out and what you feel is going on, because right now people on the ground are still blind to the highest perspective of things. And this is something to become aware of and to refine. And this is something around belief systems as well, to really start to let go. This is, you're refining your parts and your ego, in a sense. This is ego evolution. So really just be aware where in your own life you're picking this single-minded focus and really focusing on what you truly think is the right way, and creating division, and on an individual level and into the collective. This is what's playing out in the energy right now, and it's pretty obvious. There's something that needs to heal, this old pattern in the collective consciousness that is up for liberation, if you would say. This is part of the evolution of the ego from third to fourth density. This has to be shifted, because it just creates more and more polarity, division. So the single-minded focus is coming up for that reason right now. So allowing the other side, in a sense, to have their say, to share from their perspective, to be open. So this leads into the next card, which we are threading into. This is, yet again, it threads into the cards in the system, which is creative communication. So this is part of humanity's evolution as well. And we thread it in because being able to to be listened to be heard, and to have, to discern, to have our needs, to communicate, to really share from a place, a new place, an evolved place, being able to express, humans being able to express themselves in a more creative way that is, you know, really being able to really express the internal world. Because if you hold what is not expressed, what you keep inside, if you're smiling, but ultimately to that person, you're going on with them in a sense, if you want to look at their parts are reacting angrily, that vibration is noticeable. So even if you're smiling on the outside and in the internal world, this storm is playing out. This energy is really playing out within you, the storm in your internal system, the parts you really want to say something to that person, but you can't. You hold it and you're just smiling. This is noticeable energy. This is something that needs to be expressed in a way that's very, compassionate and creative. So this card, the Sirius energy, the present second era energy, because the Sirius were masters of integration and emotion, and they were more connected to that. That was something they were renowned for. They were masters of integration and being an expression of the emotion. And they really had to go through their own challenges to get to this, but something they were masters of integration, in a sense, communication, and expressing themselves, their emotional body, their feelings, and being able to express this. So something where humanity is right now, speaking for your parts, allowing yourself and your parts of your protective system, your mind, to speak, to be spoken for, to be expressed in non-harmful ways, non-reactive ways, where we can express all this. It'd be brought out onto the table to be listened to. This taps into this kind of like single-minded focus, in a sense, where you really need to come together as a collective to have your parts witnessed, heard, and with compassion. And this is something to start to really learn to do more and more, because this refines, this allows your integration, this refines the emotional body. You're as third to fourth density, the transition that you're in right now, the blending of the mental and the emotional model, the integration, if you want to see it, is that is happening. And this can be painful. This can be things that are unexpressed, that need to be expressed, that need to be communicated. So it's strong right here right now with humanity. This is yet again ego evolution. That's what this is all about. This is, you understand how powerful the ego is, and the way it holds on and becomes rigid when it feels it's losing control. It doesn't have control of the conversation. It wants to control it for its expression and its rigidity. So this is the refinement of the ego, the energy, and we're coming into integration and the blending of the mental and the emotional body, and the higher self and the smaller self, you want a sense. And it can be painful, this journey that is undertaking right now. So yet again, serious energy calling humanity to be creative with its communication, to learn new ways, to really honor that, the power of language and communication, compassionate communication. So the energy is kind of flowing. We're going to feel into what next card is calling. So we're really feeling the cetacean energy. We're going to call into this now. We're going to tap into the field with this, and this energy is calling and assisting humanity at this time. That they are way showers for humanity to come into from third to fourth density. If you want to see, humans as third density, the whale, the cetacean, the dolphin consciousness as fourth density. In what we mean by that, it still has its kind of individualized personality. It's kind of connected to, in a sense, how the Pleiadians would be in fourth density, in a sense, where they still hold on to their individualized personality, but they're still very connected to the moment and unity consciousness. So they're really, it's like, there's the whale consciousness, which is fifth dimensional, which is like, unity. You know, you could say whale consciousness on Earth is kind of like, the beginning of fifth dimensional consciousness. So these species are more advanced than the human collective, and this is something they're here to assist that, to anchor that, for us to be around that. But they're calling, and however way you want to connect to this, is it's just through the metaphor, it's through the story of the dolphin. If you want to connect to the sounds of them, to start to allow them to bring you into the moment, to support you. And yet again, we share the information that comes, that they no matter, if you look at what humans do to each other, they hold on grudges, they're stuck in their stories, their single-minded focus. They don't know how to express themselves. There's all the different vibrations and unspoken language, and all the things held on to. The cetaceans have true forgiveness and gratitude for the here and now. So no matter how, if we've slaughtered the cetacean and the whale and these beings, they don't hold on to the past. They don't hold grudges with humans, in a sense, as a collective. And they let go. They're joyful to be in the moment. So this is something that's teaching us to start to do this, be more in the moment, when we're not anchored in, having our anchor in the past, where people have said things to us, or we should have done this, or should have said that, in a sense, and or we're anchored too far in the future. From the now moments, they create the future from that now moment. So it's really calling you. It's a powerful energy to connect to. It's here in the deck because it's making itself quite obvious. So the cetacean energy is here as a way shower for humanity. So what we're going to do now is feel into the energy. So we're going to tap into returning the favor. It's Zeta Rectulii. So we'll get into a little bit of galactic history. The second era, Zeta. This Zeta Rectulii are the Z's, the Zetas, in a sense. This point of time. A little bit of backstory for those who don't know of your galactic family. The Z's, you could call them the Greys as well, that comes into the field. But ultimately, they were the poster children. They disconnected from their emotional bodies. They truly disconnected from their source, and they tried to create reality from the mental plane, the thinking, the logic, the reason. In a sense, they tapped into, even it was a mental concept. Even though they thought, oh yes, we were all unified, it was a mental concept because they thought they could navigate reality. They disconnected themselves from the emotional body, but obviously there's nowhere for it to go. So this became almost cataclysmic for their species. They stopped feeling. There was a lot of issues with coming to almost species cataclysm. And so what they learned is they literally starved themselves to a point. In what we're saying, they literally got to a point where they nearly destroyed themselves. They had to learn all the wisdom and start to embrace their emotional body and their feelings and bring that back online and do the shadow work, reconnect to all of that. You could say humanity has had patterns around this mental mind and trying to create from their reality, from this space, the masculine, the patriarchy, the old way, the old paradigm, the mental space. So this card comes in because they had to go through huge lessons. They had to re-embrace their emotions, their internal parts, embrace each other again. And this was that period of time where they had, they wanted, not had, they wanted to return the favor from a place of filling their own cup up. They'd done the integrative shadow work. They'd healed themselves to a point that, you know, that was able to express their emotions and connect and do the work. And that they were full up with wisdom that it was not forced. It's not coming from a place of lack or neediness to express. It was coming from a place of joy and an expression to guide others as like mentors to the wounds that they heal, to the wisdom they gain through direct experience. So returning the favor, this card really calls in there, because you've all learned so many lessons of this evolutionary period of time, and this timeline that you're in. You've learning so much lessons there. You've learned so much. You've gained so much wisdom from these experiences. So it start to fill up your cup in a sense. Allow yourself to be renewed. And if you are coming from this place now, allow yourself to express it from joy, to be mentors, to share your wisdom, because you're all masters, remembering yourself. And this is your wisdom coming through from a place where, from the soul, from the joy of expression. So returning the favor, returning the favor to all of humanity, to yourselves, from this expression, this card. So we hope that is helpful through this transmission. So we're going to tap into, straight away, calling us the 66, which is sharing cultural ideals. Second era Pleiades, in a sense. We're right. Yeah, present. Opening the channel's eyes for this. So we're really tuning into what this means. So, you know, where humanities come from, in a sense, you've had to kind of survive by coming together, tribal consciousness, work, you know, not, you know, systems and all things put in place, whether it be religion and things like that, systems put in place, bodies, systems that keep you together. This card is basically breaking through indifference to be different in the world. This is like humanity's coming out party. This is your individual coming out party. This is what humanity has been called to do, because as you start to come out and express your true self, your essence, what's calling you home, that starts to ripple out and anchor in for others to do that, to be them, their true selves, to express themselves. But what this does, it may be painful straight away to start to express yourself and your beliefs about yourself. I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, on this, on that. Is look into those structures. But the more you can start to embrace your uniqueness, diversity, your weirdness, your flavor, in a sense, your own spice, your individuality, this ripples out to all. That gives them permission to do this. This changes everything, because who you are is a divine being of light. There is, and when you start to express that more and more, in reality, it changes other people's perspectives. It gives them an opportunity to be that, to be themselves. So this is really embracing that uniqueness, for humanity to embrace its uniqueness. This is not to compare yourself. Humanity to compare itself to other galactic civilizations, to not give your power away. This is about, no matter where you are on your spiritual evolution as a collective consciousness, this is to embrace that uniqueness. You are here unique and exactly where you need to be along the path of your own evolution. So embrace your weirdness, uniqueness, diversity, spice, flavor. Dance, be yourself, allow your spirit to run riot. Quirkiness, joy, creativity, soul expression. This is what's been called for the collective consciousness. This is what's been called for humanity. So for each one of you, you can pass the baton of uniqueness and diversity to each of us, to be the guiding light, the pillar of light, the lighthouse for others, to be their uniqueness, their soul expression. So that is being called, is strong. It's calling you, connect to the Pleiades for that energy. It's calling you, it's assisting you, and to know it's here in this time and in this moment. So we're now going to tap into freedom, surrender, complete surrender. So something that was shared in the channel's transmission that he's going to put out on another video. He's going to, so you've been navigating third to fourth density, third density reality. You've been navigating the density through your solar plexus chakra. You've been action will, taking action, almost in a sense, trying to control reality, manifestation, outcomes, experiences, conversations, taking action from the solar plexus. This is, you could almost say, third density kind of activity. This is what you've been taking action, being in the world through the solar plexus, will, taking action. And what complete surrender is about coming into the heart space, which is more about fourth dimensional connection to the heart opening, being in flow and surrender, letting go. So this card is ultimate freedom. And when you surrender, this is kind of this energy that is a future time stream of Lyra, which is your forefathers, the Lyra. You're connected to ancient past, and this is a real powerful card to pull into, because this calls you home. This literally was the final piece to the civilization's full awakening in that period, that third evolutionary period of time. This was it, the the surrender, to let go. They'd learned all their lessons. They'd been a warrior race. You could look at the Lyrans as that kind of lion-like energy in their early days: action, creation, will, colonization, empire, creativity, external reality. And you carry the old patterning from all of that. So this is, when you look at all the different patterns that play out in humanity around the masculine principle, taking action, will, it all comes from this warrior energy. So this card is the final piece in the puzzle to fully let go. This is not about doing anything. It's not about sitting in a seat and thinking, I'm doing it, I'm surrendering. No, this is complete surrender. This is completely letting go. This is about a state of being that exists. And you could say this is the evolution of the ego, because ego wanting control, its rigidity, its tightness, its parts, its contained, its protectiveness, wants to do something now. He wants to be doing the process of surrender. This is the process of the third to fourth density transition, of the ego coming together, the emergence, the balancing of the heart and mind, being in unison. So it's been in that presence, that beingness, tapping into the heart space, the flow, the fluidity of the universal in divine intelligence that calls you, that has the more you let go of that process, the more the universe can work with you. And that is so much more fun. And you allow the universe to bring everything it needs to bring to you. In a sense, it has the highest intelligence. And this is what this is about. This is a beingness. This is a state. This is something you're going to learn more and more as you balance your mental and emotional, bringing the mind and the evolution of the ego into the heart space, the fluidity, the flow, the synchronicity, the feminine principle. The universe is calling humanity to let go, let go, let go of control, let go of trying to control reality at this point in time, because it only creates more frustration. Even with all your practices of manifestation and using your spiritual techniques and technologies, the ego really runs riot and loves this, because it really feels it's controlling. It's the magician, in a sense, of its reality, and that's controlling everything. But this is the third dimensional way of perceiving things, in a sense, because yes, things can be adjusted in reality. But the bigger picture, the universe cannot be controlled. It's an illusion. It's a delusion. And it's something humanity has to start to look at within itself, because the more humanity's ego evolution, the more it loses control, the more it tightens its grip on trying to control reality. And this can create frustration and suffering up until the fusion and the energy, up until they have to let go because of the universal pull, the creative pulse, the heartbeat of the galaxy calls you home to let go, to surrender to it all. And this is something you're going to learn more about more and more. So this is a big card for humanity this year. It's your homework, control, or the delusion of control, to really look at this energy and where it plays up in your life. And the channel will share his video transmission around this on another video that he's been guided to do. And so this card is a strong one. Allow yourself to let go, to be free, to trust the universe to bring all that you need in the moment. The highest outcomes and possibilities, the highest timelines, the highest perspectives. Trust. Let go. So we're really coming into the final card, the Arcturus energy, and we call this energy in. This is a beautiful energy because this energy exists coming into humanity, into the birth canal, in a sense, as a human. The Arcturus energy is with you. It connects. It's with you. You remember this energy coming into the fragmentation. This is non-polarized, integrated energy, unconditional love, Arcturus energy. And through that transition into fragmentation, separation, human physicalness, the energy of Arcturus is there with you. And this energy is still with you, but life happens, trauma, events, parts, burdens, stories. This energy gets covered, in a sense. It's still there. This unconditional love, this fabric of creation, this loving energy is still there within. So this card is calling humanity home, calling the collective to call to what is already within you. There's no middleman. There's no someone telling you that you have to do this way or that way to connect to this. This is you and your own connection with your own source in however creatively you do this. This is tapping into the deeper states of your restfulness, awareness, your true intelligence. And this is, you could look at it as deep states of meditation into bliss, uniqueness, the birthing of a child, the bliss of this, unconditional love, the moments when you glimpse this in reality. And because humanity finds that hard, what is unconditional love, it's something that it comes with many conditions, and it's something that cannot be fully, or hasn't been able to be fully, in a sense, expressed on the planet in third density because of all the conditions and everything around it and the stories and the polarities. But this exists within each of the collective of humanity. This energy calls you home, the higher self energy, the Arcturus energy, which in a sense feel the same, but this unconditional love. Arcturus is there now it's already always has been, but it's coming strong to assist humanity. And something about the death and rebirth, the cosmic midwives, in a sense, Arcturus, they're helping us through this transformational period. They're assisting humanity, they're assisting the collective, and they're broadcasting energy transmissions, to tap into your own unconditional love, your own source, your own vibrance, your own creation, your intelligence. Tap into it more and more. Go inside, be in the moment, tap into this beautiful energy that calls you from a parallel time. So the energy around all this, we feel it's been a beautiful reading, in a sense, and opens up to think about many things what we've shared. There's many layers to the information that we've shared with you. There's many things to think about. if you may feel the galactic information is, you didn't get much from that, and you didn't need to know that, so you didn't, then don't use what the card means literally straight up, and that will be helpful for you. But allow the information, because we're transmitting information to you. Your little epiphanies and your information streams are in this holographic blueprint. So to tap into that, to be curious of what's been shared, to start to look for the bigger perspective of things, tap into where you came from, your galactic heritage, your history more and more, and to know what's playing out, and to know blind spots, and to know that you're not alone, and the galactic family are here to support you through this transition, this transformation. So we're going to just do a little quick of an overlay of the card. So, okay, the evolution of the ego, which is where you're at, refinement, integration, break free from and take off the rose tinted glasses, check your belief systems, let go, deconstruct your point of view, your single pointed focus, what you've held onto so tightly, that your way is the right way, your information's right, they're wrong, I won't give them a chance. Break free from that. Radical self-responsibility. Look inside, do what is necessary, be creative to communicate this, to really, to refine, to evolve, to create the communication, to express it from within, to express it to without, to really tap into being able to express what is really truly going on, without getting into a firefight, without trying to control, but coming from a place of compassion, non-violent communication. Allow yourself to express that through creative ways, to be heard, to be seen, to be witnessed. Humanity needs to do that now, instead of holding, pushing, being out of balance with what they want to really share, and they're not allowed to share it because of, yet again, polarity, separation, what other people think of them. So this is tapping into that. So this is about then embracing your uniqueness, your being able to express from a place of compassion and curiosity and connection, to tap into your uniqueness, diversity, your spice. You allow to yourself to be who you are, to be that one who guides others how to communicate, how to be, express themselves, to be that way shower for others, and to really allow them to start to tap into the moment, to really forgive, have gratitude, to let go of, and use the cetacean, the dolphin energy, to come in to assist you, to let go of all the stories, all the harm that others have done to you, all the stories that you tell yourselves. Start to come into the present moment, to start to tap into this energy that will assist you, is assisting you to come into the now, to let go, and to really use this energy, and then start to come from this place where you can express your wisdom that you've learned from doing all this inner work, this shadow work, on a collective and an individual level, to tap into the returning the favor to humanity, to share from a place of balance, full cup, joy, wisdom, just expression of yourself, and all the things that you've learned, to mirror that to other people at this time, is, because you're all part of this hologram, you're all part of this, reflective reality. So it's, you will assist others by sharing your wisdom, and humanity will, help itself by sharing and returning its favor to itself with each other. And we're starting to then embrace the freedom, again, it's all about the evolution of the ego at this time, the refinement, to really trust and let go to the universal flow, to let go of control, to know that becomes frustrating, and becomes challenging more and more. It's not working anymore like it has been. It's about letting go and trusting the universal flow to be guided. And this is really tapping then into Yeah, the unconditional love, tapping into unconditional love that's already here for you, that's assisting, that's that's who you are. Tap more into that. Allow yourself to create the time in the now moment. Anchor yourself into the now to uncover that what is already there. It's not about doing to being it. Trusting universal unconditional love to support you at this time. So through all that we've shared, we are very grateful. We're going to deliver a transmission to solidify, crystallize all this information. Anything that is not for your highest good won't be accepted. Just take what you need, let go of what you don't. Through this transmission is about clarity. Just open your heart, receive, allow yourselves to remember, to remember your galactic family, bringing you into this now moment. Breathe in, let go. Unsatakarena zatakarena zagdagarana de itika tokorejitiki inakatarana setiki atakoreshitiki inakatakarana tikitiki anatokiasaku anaka aratiki inskatiki inakatiki inotarashatio. So we give thanks and gratitude. As always, we are grateful to be share this transmission, to be a part of humanity evolution, to be doing this. This is our joy as well. So in unison with the channel, we are grateful for this opportunity to share in this now moment all that was needed for you as an individual and a collective. Allow this to ripple out. Allow the information to be exactly where is needed for you in this now moment, because you know what you need to know, exactly what you need to know in this moment. So truly trust that. So right now, we are thankful, we are grateful, we are going to step back from this space. So making sure it's still recording. Yep. And okay. So truly enjoyed sharing this. Let me know. I put it in the comments, any information that you got from it. There's some things that you got from it, the transmission, the information. Yeah, again, it was an overall reading of the collective consciousness, the hologram. If you're interested in having a personalized reading of the Star Lineage deck, and for the personalized channeling, there'll be many things come up around timelines and karma and patterns and what these cards represent to you. So it's a fluid reading. Each reading is unique to that now moment, and yeah, just get in touch. This offer, at this price, is going up until the end of March, and I've enjoyed sharing, and thank you for all the people who have purchased and give the amazing feedback around all the individual readings I've done and what that's opened up for them. This allows me to be more expansive, more joyful, more creative with the work that I love to do. I look forward to sharing more. Look forward to being in my uniqueness, my diversity, my expression, my own flavor, my own spice, because this is what I'm doing and sharing it more and more. So yeah, again, thank you from me, my guides, my spirit team, and my higher self. We thank you love you. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to sharing more. Take care.